I will say that the guys at 10th Planet Riverside tend to have their guys pretty well prepared.
Yeah, they do. They've got 4 fighters on the card tonight. It seems like they're bringing a handful of fighters to every single Tuff-N-Uff event. Myles Watson is the latest there, just 20 years old, making his debut, but I like it. His goals, what does he want to do? He wants to be known as one of the best fighters to ever fight. Looks up to Muhammad Ali, obviously one is known as the GOAT, and he kind of compares his game to Donald Cerrone, somebody that just brings it every time.
Boy, I love that fighting style. You know, you get Cowboy in that cage, and it's never a boring fight, but it's also a bit of a risky style because you're throwing a lot of punches that opens you up to the possibility of eating a lot. I don't know. I mean, I like guys that set their... It's so fun to watch. And I like guys that set their sights high. You know, they're like, you know what, I don't want to go out there and just try to kind of succeed, make a couple of bucks as a pro. I want to be one of the best of all time. It shows that dedication in the gym. Will it translate in the cage? We're going to find out pretty quickly tonight.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned that mindset. I think that's the way you have to be in fighting. You know, almost to the level of cocky or arrogant to some degree. I mean, you don't want to be getting in there and thinking, well, I've got a 50-50 shot at this thing. You want to be going in there believing in yourself that you're going to go out there and execute your plan.
Such a pivotal moment in a young fighter's career. Myles Watson on his way into the cage for the very first time.
And now the red corner, Vicente Gomez.
Vicente Gomez is a freestyle fighter out of Las Vegas, Nevada, also making his debut tonight.
Been training for about a year in mixed martial arts. He's a trucker in his day job. And his heroes, his favorite fighter is Mike Tyson. So if we can get Mike Tyson versus Cowboy Cerrone tonight, I'm going to be okay with that.
I would be just fine with that. A trucker, though, in his daytime job, boy, that's risky as a fighter because if you do something wrong, you just got a lot of time to think about it.
Great point there. Well, I tell you what, like you said, the amateur debuts are so fun because you just don't know what to expect. You know, Myles Watson, I noticed after, you know, the lights kind of came on, he was in the cage, he kind of took a quick look around and soaked it in a little bit. I mean, it's just got to be an exhilarating feeling to be in there.
Well, and what's interesting is that we're here in Las Vegas, and there was supposed to be a big fight here, obviously, this weekend that got canceled. But as a result of that, there's a lot of famous faces in the crowd, which I'm sure doesn't make things less nerve-wracking. You got Randy the Natural Couture, you got Shane Carwin, you got the brass from the UFC here as well, watching you very closely. So certainly a big moment for these fighters, not just because it's their debut, but because they can leave an impression on some very important people tonight. Set to go at 160 pounds.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight of the evening is in the 160-pound weight class. Introducing first in the blue corner, making his MMA debut tonight, fighting out of 10th Planet, Riverside, California, Myles Watson. Standing across the cage in the red corner, also making his MMA debut tonight, fighting out of freestyle, Las Vegas, Nevada, Vicente Gomez. Referee in charge of the action is Ryan Tackett.
Gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? If you're going to hook them up, do it now. Let's do this.
3 2-minute rounds. We are set to go. Gomez is wearing the blue trunks. Watson is wearing the purple trunks. Both, again, making their debut. 160-pound weight class. Gomez comes out fast.
Gomez looked relaxed, but all of a sudden he just flipped a switch. That was incredible.
And Gomez turns it on quickly. Ends up in bottom position, though. Gomez does appear to be fighting very hard, though. It looks like he's expending a lot of energy.
The muscles right away. Was almost able to roll through that takedown, which would have been a nice sweep to the top position. Instead, he's stuck on the bottom. But you can see, man, just looks like he's burning his arms out right now, the way he's really clinching onto that head and pulling down.
Even his jaw looks very clenched shut. Everything appears to be very tense, and you have to be careful, especially in the amateur debut when you're just learning how to fight. Really, at any point, you can burn out pretty quickly, and even though 40 seconds have ticked off the clock, I'm sure it seemed like much longer than that to Gomez. And Myles Watson now starting to open up a little bit.
Gomez with a closed guard there, clinching the head as well. I think he just wants to stand up, to be honest with you. Myles Watson staying just busy enough for Tackett to let him fight, and rightfully so. He's drilling the ribs from top position. It was really odd. Vicente Gomez was really, before the bell, was just extremely relaxed, hands down. Almost thought he was a little lackadaisical, and then all of a sudden the bell rang and he flipped a switch.
He just screamed and ran across the cage.
Now he's wrapping the arm. Now this is a much better, if he is just wanting a stand-up and has no desire at all to fight on the ground, overhooking the arm on the left-hand side the way he's doing there is the right decision because you're negating your opponent's offensive attacks.
Myles Watson doing a nice job, though, of staying just busy enough where a stand-up doesn't seem entirely likely at this point. Raining down punches, really fighting to better the position, which is what you have to do if you want to maintain your spot in top position. Lost it a bit now. Gomez threatening with that up kick, lands it. Doesn't affect Watson, though. He's got that neck.
Yeah, Watson looking to attack the neck now. Final seconds of the opening round. Not sure if he's going to have time to finish it. Spins around to the back. Nice transition. Could switch out to the arm bar.
Like you mentioned, final seconds
for the
here.
arm bar. That was a beautiful sequence to try to get to that submission.
Not enough time to complete it, but like you said, very, very nice transition. And Myles Watson looking good there in that opening round, even though Vincent Gomez came out and he really pushed the pace early. Wasn't able to really cleanly connect, at least not enough to hurt Myles Watson. Got to say, round number one definitely going to the favor of Watson.
Yeah, that's what I'm really going to be interested to see in the second round. Does Vicente Gomez open the same way? It was interesting, the aggression and the power that he was throwing. It was fun to see, but it didn't connect flush. So I'm going to be interested to see if he tries to open in that same manner. Myles Watson, meanwhile, was able to kind of, weather the early storm there, slow things down a little bit on the ground, and really nearly had the finish there at the end. Went for the choke, transitioned over the armbar, which was a slick sequence of events there from the 20-year-old.
So if you're the corner of Watson, are you saying get this back to the ground as quickly as possible?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants to stand in front of that flurry. It'd be interesting to see if Gomez still has that same power. Now he's in relax mode right now. He's in chill mode. See what happens when the bell rings.
Gomez in the blue, Watson in the purple. Final moments here as they're drying out the cage. Round number 2 is set to go. 2 more minutes are queued up on the clock. Cage door closes, and we are set to go once again in the 160-pound division here in Tuff-N-Uff.
Let's do it.
Yep, Gomez turns it back on.
Didn't come forward just with reckless abandon. That controlled aggression is a good thing. I think the first thing was just kind of wild, getting the nerves out.
Gomez in there punching, but his punches aren't really that straight, so it seems like he's giving up a little bit when it comes to a reach advantage. Watson with a bit cleaner technique with his hands.
Yeah, straighter punches, able to get to the target a little quicker.
Anything could happen here, though. Oh, nice outside leg kick there from Watson. Another one.
Oh, slow Gomez down a little bit.
Oh, nice right hand. Another one. Yeah, Watson is connecting clean at this point.
Yeah.
Gomez is trying to cover up, but he is eating some big shots, and you see his hands drop down really low.
Yeah, I think Watson can finish this fight if he wants to. Obviously, he doesn't. I think he's being a little careful on the outside, and rightfully so, because Gomez has been throwing those wild hooks inside. So he's trying to stay outside, but I think he's got Gomez in trouble right now.
Yeah, it's taking a lot out of Gomez. You see his hands are hanging low at this point. He's breathing through his mouth. Watson appears to be very relaxed.
Yeah, and you saw Watson work the body a few times as well, chopping that lead leg as well. I mean, really just brutalizing Gomez.
Yeah, and Gomez, tough guy. He's trying to power through it, but Watson's technique just appears to be superior. Another outside leg kick, and Gomez visibly slowed down at this point.
And to be fair, Watson looks like he's tiring a little bit as well, but he's doing a great job of just picking his opponent apart.
Wow!
What an incredible finish. I don't know if I've ever seen a reaction quite that beautiful.
Oh, man, so what happened? A right kick to the face of Vicente Gomez from Myles Watson, and it was a slow motion knockout. Unbelievable. He kicked him in the jaw, and you saw Gomez's hands just drop, but you thought that maybe he was just stunned and going to reset, and then just bloop, crumples. Can't wait to see the replay of this, but wow.
That was a brilliant finish by Myles Watson. It was such a clean kick, but the way Gomez stood there for a moment, I thought, wow, this guy's got, a head of concrete.
It was unbelievable, and then sure enough, just dropped again like a ton of bricks. 2 fights back-to-back where we've seen just the body of the opponent just drop to the floor from being knocked out, but in such different ways. In our last fight, we saw Womack drop like a ton of bricks. In this case, Gomez in slow motion. Here it is, boom. Boom! I would love to see another angle of that if it's possible, but again, that right kick right to the jaw, and then sure enough, down goes Gomez. Watson in the technique, walking away with the victory tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after a minute 34 into the second round, your winner by knockout, Myles Watson.
Myles Watson gets it done. Here it is again. Bam. And he stands there for a moment, and then poof, down he goes. What a knockout. Myles Watson in his debut tonight. Big knockout victory via head kick, the way to do it.